Instagram engagement seems to be tanking. A lot of people are feeling worried because they're noticing that their likes and comments and views are a lot lower than they used to be. And this has left a lot of people wondering, is it even worth spending the time creating graphics and creating content to go on Instagram? Is all that time I spend creating content even worth it if no one is even seeing it? If you're one of those people that has seen things going down and you're wondering, is it even worth it? Is there any return on my time that I'm putting into this? Well, I wanted to share with you today something that I have been doing. I basically took about a year and a half off Instagram because I went through a rough pregnancy where I was super tired, just did not have the energy to work on anything on Instagram. Then obviously I had a newborn baby, then we're moving house, and basically I went through a time where it was a bit of a struggle to be consistent at all on Instagram, and basically just fell off. So of course, once I jumped back in and started posting things again, I noticed that I wasn't getting very much engagement. And that was probably partly the fact that I had been gone for so long and it's hard to get that momentum back up, but also the fact that the algorithm has changed a bit and a lot of people are finding this, that they just aren't getting that same interaction that they used to get. People aren't liking things as much, the reach is a lot harder, and it's becoming more challenging to get noticed and get seen on Instagram. So I wanted to share with you how I've still been able to gain email subscribers even on posts with only a handful of likes. That I've been able to make sure that even though things aren't getting much attention on the front end, you're not seeing all those likes and views and everything, on the back end, these graphics are still helping build my business. They're still bringing in subscribers and even leading to sales. So I want to share with you the system that I created to do this, to make sure that the time I spend creating graphics is worth something. It may not have those vanity metrics, but it is still helping to grow my business. I'm going to share with you some tips and tricks, the things that I've been doing, and also the systems I've created so that I'm not spending so much time working on this, and I've got a bit of a system in place so that it's really easy to keep creating more and more graphics like this and keep bringing in email subscribers every week. The key to this is strategic graphics, not just posting random content or jumping on some random trend that you've come across, but really being strategic about making sure that this leads to something that people want to opt into. For these kind of graphics, we're not focusing on trying to gain more followers, trying to get more eyeballs on it. We're trying to make sure that the people that do see it are more likely to convert and turn into a more valuable lead, in that they become a subscriber and possibly even purchase from you. So we're basically trying to filter what few views we are getting. And the thing is, it does work. Even if your views are quite low, you can still be getting maybe 1 to 2 subscribers, even on a very low view count, because we're basically honing in and really speaking to the right person and basically getting them excited to want to opt into something. So we're really making the most of what few views we've got. And of course, this is then scalable as well. As your account grows again, if things start to pick up again, then of course you're going to get even more subscribers. So it is worth your time whether you only have a few views, if things aren't going too well, and even more worth your time as things are growing, picking up, and starting to do well again. So for this, we are focusing on conversion. We want to draw in the people who are most interested in your offers and then get them on your list so that you can sell to them. So this is really about drawing in the right people. It's being very laser focused, not just I want to get more views, I want to grow my account, but rather, right, things aren't going quite as well as I'd like, so I'm just going to really hone in, attract the right kind of people so I can still continue to get subscribers and make sales. So first of all, what we want to be doing is focusing on creating those strategic carousel graphics. To do this, we want to make sure that our first slide has a really good, strong hook, something that people are going to want to look at, check out, find out more of what's inside. Really think about what is going to grab somebody's attention, make them want to actually click on it, have a look through and find out more. So make sure that that first slide grabs attention and has a really good, strong hook. Then inside your carousel, you want to be using things like storytelling. It could be talking about things that you've gone through, challenges that you've overcome, things that you have done. It could also be things with your own clients and customers, how you've helped them transform things. You can also be hitting on pain points, talking about struggles that your customers may be having, and then leading to how what you offer is a solution. And the other option is to actually teach something quite specific and in depth to really give someone a look into how you really know your stuff. So they're like, oh, if they taught me this just in this carousel, I want to know more from this person. person, or it's giving them that first little step. They're able to actually achieve something out of what you've taught, so they get a bit of a feeling of, hey, this is possible, this is something I can do. Hey, I want to learn more from this person because that really helped me with that particular thing. So things like tutorials can be really helpful, or very in-depth teaching on a very specific topic. Now, these carousels now need to lead to that final slide, that call to action. So it needs to be relevant to the topic that you put in that carousel, and this call to action needs to be something very straightforward and simple, where you're just saying you can get this by simply commenting this keyword. Make it simple and make it clear. So make sure it's very clear what they're going to get and make it very simple for them to get it. Now, as we dive into designing carousels that convert, I wanted to also share with you my short course, Growth Graphics. This short course will guide you through how to create graphics for growth in your business. Not just making things look pretty, but making things strategic. It's perfect if you want templates, tutorials, and guidance on the strategy and the psychology behind graphics that actually convert and help grow your business. So these include how to make things that are viral, basically things that will grow your audience, making graphics that will sell, making graphics that lead to content, and also graphics that help build community. So these are timeless principles that aren't tied to whatever the algorithm is into right now, but rather looking at the psychology behind these things, how to make graphics that are effective in your business, and looking at how to use them in a variety of different platforms, because we're not just talking about Instagram. There are different platforms you're going to be using graphics on that help grow your business. Think about on YouTube, your thumbnail is going to help attract somebody to watch your video. On Pinterest, it's going to get someone to want to click and look at your content, or maybe click on something to buy. So there's all these different places that we can use graphics to help grow our business, and different areas of growth, whether that's growing your audience, making sales, getting people to check out your content or subscribe to your email, and also just creating community, starting to build your brand and building a strong community around it. So if you're interested in learning more about how you use graphics for growth, check out the link in the description below. Now back to the carousels. Design matters more than you think. So we're not just putting random stuff together. We want to try and stand out. The bar is high at the moment on Instagram, but this doesn't mean we have to make the most amazing, outrageous thing in the world. It's just about making something that is going to catch attention, that is well designed. So first of all, you want to be consistent in your branding. It's really important to start to build a really strong brand identity, because this is going to start to make you recognizable and memorable. People will start to recognize your graphics, and that can really build momentum. So it's really important to get clear on your branding. What are your fonts? What are your colors? What is the overall feeling and style you're creating? And stick with it. Be consistent with it, because that's really going to help build your brand and really is going to make a big difference in that growth on Instagram. Next, we want to make it fun and interesting. We want to catch attention and show some personality. Nobody wants to see those boring corporate-y style graphics anymore. It's bland, it's boring, we are over it. We want to connect with you. Because AI is on the rise so much, and this is obviously part of why it's getting harder and harder to get noticed. With everybody using AI today, something that people are really wanting is more personality and connection with humans. And so you want to bring some of that personality and humanness into your graphics, because anyone can just spit out some boring plain old graphics. We want to put some of you and your humanness and your personality into it. So there's various ways you can do this, and you have to think about what's going to align with your own brand. It can be having really playful graphics, it can be having animation, it can be using cutouts and scrapbooky stuff, it could be handwriting, it could be scanned objects, little illustrations and drawings. There's so many ways that you can do this, and you need to find what's going to align best with your brand, but really think about how can you add personality to this, how can you make it playful and human, and really add some of who you are into it. Of course, keep your posts readable. Make sure you don't go too crazy with the design that it's actually hard to read. Something really important here is clarity. Of course, people are just flicking through things all the time on Instagram. They're going to quickly flick past and forget about you. You need to make sure it's super clear. So are they able to read it easily? Is it really clear what you're trying to show them and what you're offering at the end, that call to action? Make sure everything is clear, readable, and easy to understand. So finally, getting to that call to action, that really important part at the end of the carousel. In this page, what you want to do is make it very clear what people can get, So make sure you create a graphic of it, show you that screenshot of it, make it really clear what it is. Make sure you give a nice title and subheader of what it is. So what's it called? What is it actually going to give them or teach them? What are they actually going to get? And then keep it really simple for them to get it. So just say comment and keyword so that they can get it really easy. You're not making it complicated. They're not having to go in your bio and try and track down the link or anything like that. Make it super easy for them to get it. You also need to make sure that it relates to your actual carousel content. So you don't just want to be putting random opt-ins at the end, but make sure that it's related. So the way that I do this to make it really simple and easy is to have content buckets. So basically in Notion, I have this table with all my different opt-ins and what it relates to. So what content topic it relates to, what that actual freebie then runs into. So what does it lead to? Does it lead to a particular paid product? And then also what is going to be sent in that DM to somebody. So the text that is sent to them, the link that is sent to them. So that's all they're organized, ready to go. So then I have my content buckets each week. So basically I have a graphic design, I have branding, and I have Canva. So I create a carousel for each of those topics. So for example, I create one that is graphic design related, and then I go into my table, pick out one of the opt-ins that is to do with graphic design, that is going to best relate to what that carousel was, and I'm going to use that call to action at the end, which means that I can reuse those final slides over and over. I'm not constantly having to create a new call to action slide. I can just pick the slide that is relevant to that particular carousel and put it at the end. So this is really up to you as to how many different opt-ins you want to vary things up. If you are short on time, just have a few opt-ins, just keep repeating those ones over and over. But if you have a bit more time and you have a variety of different opt-ins, you can obviously create more and offer more variety in what opt-ins you add. But you basically make it easy for yourself by getting clear on these are all the opt-ins I have available. This is the topic it relates to, so I know whatever my carousel topic is, this is an opt-in that will relate. And then what end product does that lead to? So making sure that the carousel too is something that would help lead into that product, create desire for that product. So someone goes, oh, I want that opt-in, and then, oh, I'm really interested in this paid product as well. So really thinking about making sure that those topics flow nicely, so it's more likely that someone is going to convert. They're going to want to sign up and more likely interested in purchasing as well. Now, when you post on Instagram, you also want to make sure that you repeat that call to action in your caption so that it's really clear to someone that there is that offer, that they can opt in for this thing. Now, to link it all up, I use automation. So at the moment, I've been using linkdm.com. A lot of people use ManyChat. It's really up to you what system you use. But the key is that you just want to make sure that it's super easy for someone. When they leave that keyword comment, they are instantly sent the link and you're not having to manually do things and they're not having to search around trying to find it. Now, to lead to an actual product, in order to actually get a few sales here and there, what I do is in the actual opt-in, I mention a product. So it depends on what this product is. If it's a low ticket product or a high ticket product, you may just want to mention it in the opt-in. If it's low ticket, to say, hey, you can also learn more from me by buying this thing. But if it's a high ticket thing, you may want to in the opt-in maybe invite them to a webinar, a workshop, or something else that helps move them along so that they start to create that desire if they're not going to be ready right away just from that opt-in. And then you can also create email funnels behind the scenes too. So once they've opted into that thing, they're sent more emails to lead them to that product as well. So you can definitely build out email funnels and mention it in the opt-in itself as well to help lead people to those paid products. So make the most of the fact that you're getting subscribers. Don't just basically put them on a list and leave them sitting there to get a newsletter. Also, offer them something, because you never know. Somebody may want a solution quickly right now. Make sure that it's easy for them to make a purchase from you if they do. And if not, then they'll stay on your email list and you can continue to nurture them and continue to sell to them over time as well. So what I've loved about this strategy is it's kept me from feeling disappointed. I know how hard it is when you spend a lot of time on creating something, you post it, you're excited, you love it, and then it gets 3 likes and you think, why did I bother? No one seems to care. But by doing this, by making sure that it's leading to email subscribers, you feel so much more better about the time you spend on it, because you think, well, even if I just get a few email subscribers, that is something far more valuable than 100 likes. Getting 2 email subscribers is much higher value. And so it just And so it takes away that discouragement and helps give you that momentum again, helps keep you going. So if you've been slacking off and you're like, I can't be consistent, this isn't working, having this strategy, trying this out is actually going to help encourage you, because you'll start to see some sort of traction. You'll actually see that your effort is worth something. Now, one final tip is that you should repurpose these. Don't just use them for Instagram. Really make the most of that time you were spending creating these. Repost them to Threads. I've actually found Threads it gets more attention than Instagram at the moment, so give that a go. Try reposting them onto Threads. You can also repurpose the sizing, so resize them in Canva and then put them onto things like Pinterest. You can also be putting them on Facebook or LinkedIn, depending on where you are active or where you want to be posting. But make the most of it. Start posting on other platforms as well, so that there's a higher chance of people wanting to sign up, people wanting what you have to offer, and it's going to feel like the time that you spend on that graphic is really worthwhile. Now, if you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about creating carousels, I do have a tutorial on creating collage style carousels, which are really trending at the moment. So if you'd like to learn how to create them, make sure you check out that video. So happy creating, and I'll see you next time.